Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Well, that was quick, wasn't it? The palace came back so fast, within a matter of hours after the last video that I did, and kind of answered a lot of questions, and good. I was very, very impressed. And then subsequently, there've been counters, and there hasn't been any more counter from the palace, but there's been quite a few little revelations from Harry since that suggestion. Now, I have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. I don't claim to have any inside palace people or anybody giving me information. But it would appear to me, maybe, that Harry wants to go back to the UK. That's obvious. I find it quite unlikely, in light of more stuff that's come out, that it was actually Harry's idea himself to go putting all that stupid shit out with Charlotte Griffiths about, you know, oh, William and Kate are so snowed under, they need Meghan and Harry to step forward and take their place. Basically, I think that's Meghan. The only terms, I mean, terms, as if she's in a position to lay down terms for her royal return. Then it would appear to me that that nutcase, and in my opinion, she's crazier than a bag of frogs, that girl, is that Meghan will only return to the palace as working royal if William and Catherine retire, and she and Harry can be the Prince and Princess of Wales, and ultimately she'll be the Queen herself. I mean, that's how it comes across. Mad as a bag of frogs, as I say. Whereas Harry, I think he just wants to come back because he's skint. And I think that he was properly, right royally torpedoed by that Charlotte Griffiths article. I mean, actually, on reflection, maybe William's paying Charlotte to destroy Harry's chances, because, I mean, they must have been completely destroyed, obliterated by that ridiculous article yesterday. So should we get stuck into the palace comeback, shall we say? I mean, I just loved it. Obviously, I did a community post to share it with you guys yesterday with a link to it. I think I put the link, I often forget. Right, it's called Exclusive, but it's not one of these where you've got to pay for it. Daily Mail. Prince Harry will never, in capital letters, be allowed to return as a half-in, half-out working royal, and claims he could help ease William's workload are wide of the mark. I mean, what a ridiculous sort of puff piece to put out literally nanoseconds after the Prince and Princess of Wales have just represented the country and the Commonwealth so spectacularly at a state banquet and a state visit over a number of days. I mean, just why pick that particular moment? Well, it does smack of desperation, doesn't it? Now, this is Rebecca English, who I think a lot of you guys are familiar with. She's quite often on the, I can't remember the name of the channel, but the Daily Mail have got a channel. And she's come back with this, and I do believe that she has good sources. She probably talks directly to private secretaries of the Prince and Princess of Wales, and probably the King and Queen themselves. Prince Harry will never be allowed to return as a half-in, half-out. Well, I don't think he wants half-in, half-out. I think he wants all-in. I think Meghan wants all-in, but I believe there's conflict between Harry and Meghan as to how to go about this. Now, don't forget, Harry's been born into this family. He knows how stupid as he is, he kind of knows how the system works. Whereas her, that nutter he married, who's basically ruined his life, he's lost his friends, his position, his money, he's literally, she has ruined his life. And he's ruined his own life. She thinks she'll only come back if she can be Queen, and Kate will have to curtsy to me. You know, have you guys ever had someone like that in your life where they make some kind of obscene demand, which you know is never going to happen, but just the fact that they've even said it makes you angry? You know, the very thought that they think that they can do that. Have you ever had anyone like that in your life? I mean, for example, oh my God, I can give you one quick example. There was a girl that I used to know. She's died since, unfortunately. but she didn't have anywhere else to live. And I felt sorry for her. And so I let her sleep. It was a different sofa we had then. I let her sleep on the sofa here on the boat. This was years before we had the house. So there's me and Graham in the back cabin and little Faith and Ben in the front cabin and my mate on the sofa. And bit by bit, she drove my entire family mad. I let her live here for 4 months, rent-free, got her a job at Dolphin Safari. You know, I did everything I could to help her. She had addiction problems, not drugs, but, you know. And Graham was like, you know, can you get her off the boat, get rid of her. And one night he got up to come through for a glass of milk. And I can hear it. It's kind of an open plan boat. And she said to him, "Oh, Graham, don't you wish you had a hot-blooded woman like me?" And I heard her say it and I just thought, oh my God, I can't believe she just said that. And Graham was silent and he came back to bed and he said, "Did you hear that? Did you hear her say that?" And I said, "Yeah, I did." And he went, get her off the fucking boat now. It was a ludicrous suggestion, you know, that she basically wanted to move in and me to leave the boat. And she'd just have the family and the boat and my job and everything. And it was ludicrous, but the very fact that she even entertained the idea, and this is how I see Meghan. I can well believe Meghan thinks, oh, well, Kate's ill, so she better go away and disappear or die or something. And William can go look after her with her stupid children and then I can be queen. I can actually see that as a possible scenario, a likely scenario. So I bet William is like, I bet he's had it up to here with this nonsense. I bet he has. But this article has got some stinging rebukes in it, which I just love. Insiders reacted angrily on Sunday night. That would be last night. I bet they did. To briefings by sources apparently close to the Duke of Sussex. So, yeah, probably was a Harry camp. That his recent meeting with King Charles, at the end of what his team believes was a hugely successful charity trip to the UK, signalled a thawing of their relationship and the acceptance of his family back into the royal fold. The same sources also suggest it could even be the start of a new working model for ex-royal. He now apparently plans to return to Britain 4 or 5 times a year for public events, both for his own charitable initiatives and potentially to support the royal family. Referring to the briefings, however, a royal insider told the Daily Mail, quote, "Whoever is behind them seems to have mistaken a brief tea and a slice of cake for the Treaty of Versailles." Whoa. Sting, don't you think? It is also clear that there are fears that some in Team Harry may be using this month's baby step forwards in the broken relationship between father and son to perhaps sinisterly, that's a strong term, isn't it, drive a wedge between the king and his elder son and heir. So I think we were all pretty much on the money yesterday, weren't we? With our discussion in the comments and the video yesterday, I think we were on the money. They have repeated unsubstantiated claims that tensions are brewing between the King and Prince William over apparent lightness of his workload. Yeah, we all thought that was bollocks, didn't we? One royal insider said, so there's more than one. You know, to me, this sounds like Rebecca spoke to more than one person who works at the palace. And this is a very interesting term. One royal insider said, these syrupy briefings, syrupy, syrupy, sounds like Megsy, doesn't it? Sugar, sugary, syrupy. It sounds to me like the people who work at the palace deeply suspect that it is Meghan or Meghan's team who are behind this, maybe to thwart Harry, so that the only way she will come back is as the Queen. I want to be the Queen, which again, I repeat, I can well believe. This nut case, in my opinion, she's a nut case. I mean, I've been watching it, we've all been watching it for years, haven't we? These syrupy briefings from supposed Sussex sources are precisely why the King and royal family are so hesitant to embark on any road to rapprochement. If the intention is to encourage a rebuilding of trust and relationship, they serve the precise opposite effect. So basically, I suppose, the King gave Harry a chance. Harry couldn't stop but repeat stuff to his wife, who probably leaked it, took it all the wrong way, thought that all sorts of things were going to be invited, and now the door's been slammed shut again. Or perhaps the King saw how a lot of people felt about the very suggestion. And he thought, well, put my toe in the water there, I tried, Harry, and you've really gone and fucked this up with the help of Charlotte Griffiths. I'm sorry, but yeah, that was a really, really stupid thing to do. Can you imagine if you applied for like let's say I applied for a job as, I don't know, the chairman of Microsoft. And I'd gone through a few selection interviews, but I hadn't quite got the job. I still had one more interview to go, but I decided to go in the Daily Mail and go, I got the job, I'm going to get the job, I'm going to get the job. Would I get the job? No, I don't think I would get the job, would I? They'd probably go, you're a blabbermouth. You've just told everybody you're going to get the job and you hadn't even got the job. You know, with wives like Meghan, who needs enemies? And friends like Charlotte Griffiths, who needs enemies? It's going to get tastier as well, because there's been further recriminations this morning. As last week's state visit clearly demonstrated, the power and impact of the modern monarchy lies in the unshakable bond between the King and the Prince of Wales, supported by other working members of the family, which is exactly what we all said yesterday, isn't it? It is. It's almost like we're all psychic. Yeah, I think maybe we should all get into the fortune teller business. We're getting quite good at this, aren't we? Or is it just that we can see the bleeding obvious? I wonder. Wonder why Harry and Meghan can't see the bleeding obvious, or their support camp can't see the bleeding obvious, because they don't seem... I think their PR people need to be in a different business. This was a reference to the historic trip by the President Trump, which saw the King, Queen, Prince and Princess of Wales undertake both joint and separate engagements with the US leader and First Lady. Right, now it goes on. And in what will be widely interpreted as a warning shot across the bows of those pushing a pro-Harry agenda. So read the room. Charlotte and anyone else, Tina Brown, anyone else pushing for Harry. This is a warning shot across the bows for those pushing pro-Harry agenda. A well-placed royal source. So this is a third source Rebecca's talked to, I believe. So she's spoken to Royal Insider, another Royal Insider, and this is a well-placed royal source. Told the Daily Mail firmly, the King is a forgiving man, but has been absolutely clear in upholding his late mother's decision that there cannot be half in, half out members of the working royal family. Now, that sentence we got to look at carefully. The King has been clear there's no half in, half out. So does that mean, Harry, you come back full time, or Harry, you don't come back at all? Do you see what I mean? So we still have to be careful of that kind of thing. The latest inflammatory claims, and oh yes, it's like pouring petrol all over a fire, isn't it? Were made to the Mail on Sunday newspaper, which reported that high-level talks were underway to gradually bring King Charles and Prince Harry together in a public show of unity for the first time in 6 years. Then it goes, it's basically regurgitating, I think. Yeah, and this strongest indication yet. I mean, I still don't understand what's given her the strongest indication yet. And then it's still regurgitating, but I think there's a few more stings in the tail. However, sources have told the Daily Mail that the latest attempt to put a publicly positive spin on what remains an incredibly delicate situation was entirely predictable and woefully inflated. How lovely. they suggest that Harry's desperation, another interesting word, isn't it, to rebuild a bridge he chose to burn down on leaving Britain is understandable, but owes more to hope than reality. Well, it's like magical thinking, isn't it? Is it? They have not ruled out occasional private family meetings, which is their private business, isn't it? Probably best not to have photographers there, showing Harry going in and out, back entrance, abseiling from a helicopter, front entrance, doesn't fucking matter. The photographer makes it a front door situation. So probably if there's going to be private family meetings, keep them private, no photographer, no tipping off of anybody. That'd be my suggestion. It's just a suggestion. Occasional private family meetings, like the one that took place earlier this month, describing them as possible, although it is understood that none are currently planned. But as for any kind of public role alongside the royal family, even as a non-working royal, absolutely not. Sources insist. So that's a firm no. Their reaction makes clear many think Team Harry are overspinning what was at its heart simply a generous and loving gesture by his father to meet, and in doing so eroding any possibility of developing trust between those involved. Well, you know, everybody knew if the king allowed that and there was a photographer there, of course this sort of shit was going to come out. Everybody knew that. Except apparently Charles, who, you know, thought I'll give him a chance. Oh, I bet William's got an I told you so face right now. I bet he's like this. Well, no comment. A source close to Harry on Sunday night, so this was last night, insisted, however, that the issue of whether he would return to royal life was put to bed years ago. And he is very happy with his life in California. Good. I'm really pleased for him. And Meghan. Good. What's that noise? Quick, hide. I think there might be a creditor at the door. Hide. Hide behind the sofa. I jest, of course. He's very happy in California. And very happy just visiting the UK and when to support his patronages and causes. They insisted that there was no plan for him to work for or alongside the royal family, and that wanting to reconcile with his family privately was a different matter. I bet. A spokesman said, the Duke has made it clear that the focus has to be on his dad, who also happens to be the king, doesn't he? Rich guy. Hands out titles. There's another dad that's not very well at the moment, but the focus isn't on him, is it? Beyond that, and on any other issues as it relates to his family, we won't be commenting. Those would be his courtiers, the courtiers of Montecito. The developments come after Harry and the King spoke for just under an hour. We all know about that. Many have said they find his treatment of his grandparents, the late monarch and Prince Philip, unforgivable. There was another part in it, but the King has also found it impossible to talk to his son for fear of their conversations being leaked. Yeah, there's a strong possibility of that, Your Majesty. Particularly while he was suing the British government over the withdrawal of his security, etc. As previously revealed by the Mail, most senior members have had nothing to do with him since, particularly his brother, who has been left deeply hurt by Harry's calculated betrayal. There was also, I think they've edited this article because there was a bit in it, unless I've missed it, yesterday, where they laughed at the very idea of Harry having courtiers, which, you know, I did. I laughed at that as well. It's almost like some nutter wrote it for Charlotte, because I don't think Charlotte Griffiths is a nutter. She's probably like, oh God, are you serious? I got to actually take this to the Mail on Sunday and have this printed. Are you sure about this shit? Yes. Please make it happen. And then this morning comes Team Harry again. Did they not hear the warning shot across the bows last night from the palace? King Charles is getting tired of self-righteous Prince William amid family feud as he longs to embrace Harry, royal biographer claims, which is Tina Brown. I'm not sure I'm even going to dignify this particular article by reading it out. I mean, I'll read a bit of it out. The king, in quotes, desperately misses his son Harry and is tiring of William's self-righteous intractability in the feud dividing their family, a royal biographer has claimed. Highly respected author Tina Brown. Well, depends who you're asking, doesn't it? I bought Tina's book and I couldn't finish it because I couldn't get past all the Sussexified butt kissing about 2/3 of the way through the book. So Tina Brown may be well respected in certain circles. I'm just a bod giving my opinion, and I think they all need to give up the ghost. Harry and Meghan left of their own volition. They wanted to leave, Charlotte. They wanted to leave. They'd done a ton of damage to themselves, basically. They thought they'd rip down the monarchy. What they've actually achieved is making the monarchy more relevant. Because, you know, we've all got one of Harry and Meghan either in our family, work colleagues, neighbours, or someone in our life say, oh my God, Harry and Meghan, pains in the arse as they are, made us all deeply sympathise with the royal family and made the royal family more relatable than ever because of Harry and Meghan's own actions, Tina and Charlotte. Not the royal family, who've kept it buttoned. Prince William, the only thing Prince William said was, we are very much not a racist family. And I think he had every right to say that. In fact, my God, I don't know how these people have kept their mouths shut all these years. They have just been under fire, a Gatling gun of attacks. And then the people who've been attacking them, oh, they're the victims. Oh my God. And now it's all big bad William's fault. William should let them back in. Yeah, William, what you need to do, William, is pack all your things up with Catherine and the children and hand the keys of your house, all the houses. They can have Amner Hall, okay? Come on, naughty William, be reasonable. Meghan wants Amner Hall. She wants the whole of Buckingham Palace. She would probably also like that new place, the lodge that you've got at Windsor Castle. Well, goes without saying she needs the entire castle. In fact, Charles, Camilla, can you also move out? Can you not only do that, Charles and William, can you also give your bank cards and PIN numbers and bank statements and give it all control, power of attorney? Well, that'll do the trick. And then can you arrange a coronation for Queen Meghan? You know, because he's going to stay Prince Harry. But she's going to be Queen Meghan. And she's going to have a big fucking crown, like a big star, like the Statue of Liberty. And give her all the cars and order, I want you to get Parliament to create a new law that says, thou shalt, in fact, no, more than a law, a commandment. There should be an 11th commandment, which I have mentioned once or twice before. Thou shalt worship Meghan Markle, the Duchess of the Moon and the Star. I mean, my God. How do you deal with a couple of nutters like that just won't shut the fuck up and apparently have a couple of royal pundits actually encouraging them to do this shit? I see that Tom Sykes, you know, I signed up to his Substack. He seems like a really nice guy, but I basically don't agree with a lot of what he says. And it's spamming my email, so I'm going to unsubscribe. I mean, I'm not really clear what this Substack thing is. I'm just getting bombarded with a load of shit I'm not interested in. And then he's there like, oh, how could the palace be so cruel as to put that out saying Harry will never come back last night. And I'm just like, that's it, Tom. I'm done. Oh, you going out?
No.
Oh, you coming to join me?
I am, yes.
Have you been eavesdropping on my...
No, I've just gotten that briefly. I heard you were talking about General Admiral Dictator Queen All Hail Meghan Markle.
Well, yeah, it's like that film, isn't it? What was it called?
The
Dictator.
By Sacha Baron Cohen.
Admiral General Aladdin. And he said that the positive and negative had to be his name, didn't he? And the guys and the doctors to find out if he's positive or negative for AIDS. And the guy goes, you're Aladdin. And he goes, huh, oh, oh. Yeah, we could have Meghan. So instead of having a positive and negative, you are Meghan. Just Meghan. I mean, have you ever had a nutter come into your life, peripherals, where you're just not quite sure how to deal with them?
Yeah, I had.
I hope you're not going to say me.
No. A few years back.
Don't name them, though.
I'm not going to name, but I had this fucking nutter of a girl that was
Oh, I remember.
dead into these dead realistic dolls. And, like, you know, I saw her profile and I thought, oh, she's got a kid who's like a newborn type thing. She goes, no, it's a reborn doll. I'm like, what do you mean reborn? You shove it up and then fucking shit it out again?
Stop
Like,
it.
how's that work? No, it's a doll. It's a hyper-realistic doll and you spend thousands on it. You know, my one breathes and shit.
I suppose like a Darren doll.
And I thought, what the fuck? As soon as I found out about that, I distanced myself. And I blocked her. And she made another account. And another account. And another account.
I remember.
She would not leave me alone for about 2 years.
Wasn't that started in the lockdown? Around
about.
Yeah, it was around about that time. Yeah, I think that was a Darren doll that she had. Now,
no, they're called reborn dolls. There's loads of companies.
they are really realistic. They're super cute, but I mean, they're very realistic.
She clearly had something like messed up in her head because she couldn't spell for the life of her. And in order to get rid of her, I found some random baby doll on the floor.
What?
And it had its head pulled off of it.
Oh, Ben.
And I took a picture of it with holding it up like this and went, this is going to be your doll if you don't leave me alone.
So I've got a question for you. Harry wants back in with the royal family. So
is this a definite?
Oh, fuck yeah. There's been a load of puff pieces in the Mail on Sunday and Daily Mail. They're like mainstream. That's the major audience for the monarchy. He wants back in. How would you get rid of him? What would you do? Would you just give him an allowance and say, listen, dude, can you just shut up and go and live quietly somewhere, and we'll make sure you never skin. We'll keep you in drugs and stuff. Would you take him back into the royal family?
No.
Would you? No.
If you abdicate from being king, you can't choose to be king after.
Oh, he was never anywhere near being king.
No, but
yeah,
it's the analogy I'm giving.
Yeah, it would be like David and Wallace trying to come back after David abdicated. Yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, it was their choice to leave. And he named his book Spare. I've got it around here somewhere. But he's not spare. The next in line to the throne is William. And after
got
that,
one book here called The Queen Mother.
that's Lady C's. That's a
For
really
any
good
of you
book.
planning on getting yourself a copy of The Queen Mother, it's got a picture of Queen Elizabeth II on the back of it. I believe that's Queen Elizabeth
That's
II.
the Queen Mother.
That's the Queen Mother. They look very similar. I see, like the name.
She was the mother of
Right,
the Queen. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, don't listen to me, folks. I'm just full of shit. Oh,
Well,
you've broken one of the or is that a marker?
It's a marker, I think. for
Oh,
something particular.
Lady C, she's only read about a third of your book.
That's not true. I've read that book twice from cover to cover.
Sure.
I have. I've done videos of it.
If you have, tell me what it says on page 265, paragraph 2. The first 5 words.
Well, give me a rough idea what the subject is. I didn't memorise it by page.
It says compulsion and abdication.
Well, I can't remember what it says on a specific page.
What became the most sensational custody of all time? Vanderbilt versus Whitney.
yeah, the Vanderbilts. Yes.
What else does it say?
They were sisters, and they looked.
No,
really...
you need word for word.
Oh, for goodness sake. Right, anyway,
She
I'm
hasn't
going to
read your
end
book.
it there. I'm really sorry about this, guys. I didn't expect my videos to get bombed by a Philistine who was going to just enter and completely change the subject.
Well, the cat also did the same thing.
Yeah, I know, but she wasn't as rude, apart from the fact she puked on my white rug the other
And
night.
you're sat in it.
Well, I cleaned it. I'm not sitting in cat puke. Right, anyway, thank you very much, Benjamin.
No worries.
So what do you make of all that, guys? I'll put this on as a premiere, I think, because I didn't expect it to go on that long with Ben. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for liking and subscribing. And I'll see you guys in the chat later today.